Estamos probando el micrófono, estamos viendo que todo funciona correctamente. Esto es una prueba de audio. Estamos viendo si se puede ver mi pantalla también, se ve perfectamente, parece. Ok, bueno, pues esto es una prueba 1, 2, 1, 2. This is going to be the main topic that we're gonna talk about today. It's how you can increase the number of customers that are talking about your brand, how you can generate more customer, and also how you can use this personalized customer engagement to increase your sales, both from existing customers and from new ones. And so I come in behalf of ReferralCandy. So for those of you that don't know what ReferralCandy is about, we are a referral program software for online stores. We work with companies from pretty much all industries. Our focus, I would say, it's on small and medium online retailers. Although, as you can see here, we work with some big brands like Uniqlo, Grades, Bluesmart, Reebok, or Tidal. Tidal is actually JC's Spotify competitor. And as you can see here, we work with pretty much all industries. So Uniqlo, they make clothing. Grades, they make footwear. Bluesmart, they make luggage. Reebok, they make sporting goods, and Tidal, it's software, as mentioned before. So different industries, different products, different type of customers, different type of purchasing behavior, and all of them have run the referral programs with ReferralCandy. And we're a multi-platform software, so we're available for Shopify, WooCommerce, BigCommerce, Magento, and even if you have your own custom store setup, as long as you're able to copy and paste a piece of code and into your website and forward or BCC us your invoice emails, we're able to generate a referral program from your store and basically keep track of all the referral activity happening in your store. So I want you to think. So for those of you who are business owners or are working in the marketing field or marketing departments of companies, actually, I'm going to ask questions to you guys right now. If you are a business owner who is thinking about increasing word of mouth sales for your store, I would love if you could type yes real quick in the chat box. Or even if you're not a business owner but you're a decision maker in your company and you're looking for ways to generate more referral sales in your company, I would love to hear about it. So if you could type yes, or maybe tell me more about what your business does, that would be great, because that will actually help me to give you guys more examples during the webinar. I also wanted to let you know that this, of course, this is a webinar, but we have a presentation prepared for you guys and we have a lot of information to share, but I want this to be a conversation with you guys. So if you guys have any questions at some point during the webinar, please ask your questions here in the chat box. We'll stop several times. We'll also leave some time at the end of the webinar so you can so we can answer these questions. Okay. So I want you to think, what would more referral sales do for your business, for your existing business? And let me tell you something. If you are a business owner, or if you're a decision maker in your company and you run an e-commerce store and you have customers already, here this, you already have word of mouth sales happening in your store. You already have customers that are talking to their friends about your brand. This is one of the thousands of examples that you can see. Friends of your customers are gonna interact with your product. They're gonna see what they bought, and your customer is gonna act as an advocate of your brand. So the main difference is between having just word of mouth sales happening in your store and having a referral program implemented in your store. The main difference between these two is that word of mouth sales just happen naturally. That's just human nature. People are going to talk about their purchases. They're going to talk about the products that they like. But if you don't have a referral program implemented in your store, you have no way to know how many customers are talking about your brand, who are the customers that are talking about your brand the most, how many sales are you driving from referrals. So without a referral program, you really don't have any idea on how to track this and how to also maybe dedicate more resources. Because actually, referral marketing, and we'll see some examples of this, it's one of the most cost-effective marketing strategies to acquire new customers that are available right anywhere. I mean, that's we're gonna see some numbers on what's the traditional ad spend for certain type of products and how they were able to acquire customers for a fraction of that price thanks to our referral program. But I want you to keep that in mind. Think about running a referral program is basically turning your customers into your marketing and sales team. So it's people that know your product very well. They know the pitch, and they can vouch for you. They can talk about your brand. And I'm pretty sure that all of you guys who have an Uber account, I'm assuming that most of us in the room right now have an Uber account. I'm pretty sure that when you set up your Uber account, you did it through a friend's code, through the referral program. And actually, Uber's referral program was one of the most successful referral programs that we have seen over the past few years. It's super simple to understand. It's give 10, get 10. I think right now they iterated, and now it's something like give a free ride, get a free ride. But at the end of the day, it's rewarding both sides. You are promoting new purchases by giving the friend either $10 or a free new ride. Whenever they try this new ride, they will see that works perfectly, and then they will continue using it. And at the same time, you are increasing your retention and your engagement with your current customer, who you're giving them a discount or you're giving them some sort of cash reward for being so loyal to your brand. So actually, Uber was one of the most successful referral programs that we have seen over the past few years. The one on the right, it's Dapper Time. As you can see, also very simple, earn $10 for every successful referral. And so this is also a great way to promote your referral program, is do it so simple that your customers understand perfectly what your referral program is about. So before I go into some examples, I want to give you 5 facts about referral marketing. The first one is that 77% of consumers that are more likely to purchase a new product when hearing about it from family and friends. Now, of course, product reviews are good, and having a page full of 5-star reviews, it's a great thing actually to give credibility to your product. But there's no one better than family or friends to talk to new customers about your product. Now, you're competing for attention. I'm sure you have ads going on there. I'm sure you have, as I mentioned, a page with reviews from existing customers, but you're competing for attention. There's a lot of other brands out there that are trying to get the same customers that you are, but if you're able to get to their closest network, which is family and friends, and have these people talk to your new customers about your brand, that's probably the best sales team that you can have, because obviously it's people that are not going to sell the product to your new customer. They're just going to talk about it naturally, and they're going to explain the benefits of your product. And of course, they are 4 times more likely to purchase when they're referred by a friend. Why? Because the source, it's trustworthy. Because the source, the person who is talking to them about this brand, it's someone that they trust in their life with anything. I mean, their family, their friends, their coworkers. So it's not a salesperson that it's knocking on their door and giving them a sales pitch. It's someone that they trust already. And of course, 92% of respondents trusted referrals from people in their network. I mean, who wouldn't trust a referral from someone from your friend or from your family? Think about it. When you travel, when you're going to visit a new city or a new country, you already ask your friends, hey, have you guys been to this new city that I'm going to travel next week? What are your recommendations? And they say, look, actually go to this restaurant or go look at this museum. Why? Because you trust them. Because also you understand that you have the same taste. So it's going to be easier for you to see what you're going to like from, in this case, from a trip, or in the topic that we're seeing right now about your brand. So if you understand that you have the same taste that these people in your network, it's going to be way easier for you to, as a new customer, to get convinced to try out this new product that your family and friends are recommending to you. And 84% of B2B decision makers, now this goes for those of you here in the room that have a B2B product, B2B decision makers begin the purchasing process with a referral. Why? Because, well, personal purchases might be something more impulsive. Maybe that's just something you want to treat yourself, and that's why you're buying it. Maybe you regret it after, but B2B purchasing decisions require a lot more thinking and probably less impulse, just because there's a budget behind it. There's a boss over you that it's gonna maybe ask you, okay, why do you buy this? Or can you tell me what's the reason why we're buying this and we're not going with competitors instead? So a referral is very important. The fact that you know that there's another company that you trust, that it's using whatever software or product that you're thinking about buying for your company, the fact that you have someone watching for it is actually makes you feel better about the purchase and feel more safe. And of course, when referrals are used, the companies are 3 times more likely to accelerate referral generation. It kind of covers what we were, the other 4 facts that we were mentioning. So I brought you guys 3 examples that I think that are very, excuse me, very interesting because they have been extremely successful over the past few years. And we're going to start with PayPal. PayPal had a referral program going on in the early days of internet, so in the early 2000s, and thanks to the referral program, they were able to not only just grow their user base, but they were able to achieve up to that 10% of daily growth, which is actually insane. Guys, I'm going to take a quick 10-second break for water. If you guys can write any questions so far, if there's anything that you would like me to repeat, feel free. This is a great moment to do it. We had a comment before to my question. Okay, what's the business that you guys are running right now? One of the questions that we received, it's that so you guys are running online platforms for parents. So I would like you to actually tell me more about what it is. What are you guys selling? Are you guys selling products? Are you guys selling services? And I would like you to think about this is actually a great example. The fact that you're working with parents, again, I don't really know right now exactly what you're selling, so it will be great for you if you could tell me a little bit more about what you're selling, about what your value is for your customer. But what I can think of right now, just thinking about a platform for parents, I'm assuming that it's are there products that are going to help them to raise their child. That's something that I'm pretty sure that referrals could be very important and very interesting, because if you're going to try something on your child, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's clothes, or maybe it's baby products, you would like to hear feedback from someone that you know, someone who trusted your brand before. I'm talking as a new customer. I would say, okay, I'm a parent and I'm gonna buy these products, but maybe I would like to hear from someone that I know that have used this product in the past, and maybe they can tell me, okay, you know what, I really like it, and this is why I like it, and this is the value that you can get from it. And look, you know, they're safe. I can vouch for them, and that's actually a very important factor, I think, that how safe you feel about purchasing from a new brand just because you're getting a recommendation. So again, if you could maybe give me some more details about what you guys sell specifically, that'll be great. So we were talking about PayPal. So PayPal, excuse me, for the referral program that we're giving, they were giving away free money, basically. That was kind of like the core of the referral program, and that makes sense. It makes sense because it's a financial technology product, so they needed their customers to have money into their virtual wallets, so they could start buying products online, or buying services, or sending money to their friends, and so they needed to have their customer trusting PayPal with fake money, or money that wasn't theirs, before obviously they will trust PayPal with their own. And they spent about $60 million on its referral incentives. Now this might seem like a lot of money, actually, for pretty much for any marketing budget. This is a lot of money. But if you look at the results, it helped them grow their user base to over 100 million members. Now you can divide that, you can do the math and see that if they had tried to acquire customers without a referral program just by traditional ads, think about what will be the amount of money. So think about this $60 million marketing budget. Think about how many times they'll have to multiply that 60 million to acquire the same customer base. And of course, thanks to a referral, they had a growing user base that was also at the same time referring PayPal to their friends. So obviously this helped them get over 10% of daily growth, which is which is a crazy number, actually, a crazy ratio. This works so well at PayPal that Elon Musk took it to his next venture at Tesla Motors. And Tesla Motor was running some sort of a similar referral program for their customers, and they were giving $1,000 to advocates and refer friends. Now, if you think about it, this might seem like it's going actually after the same type of incentives as PayPal, just giving away free money. But Tesla Motors, the fact that you're giving $1,000 to someone that already spent $70,000 to $100,000 on a new car, that person probably doesn't need $1,000. It's not going to be that big of a motivation as it was for anyone else. So it's more about the fact that they are already talking about their Tesla, because I feel like people that buy a Tesla car, there is some sort of motivation behind it, and there's a lot of like advocacy about it. There's a reason why you're buying a Tesla motor, and you're not even thinking about buying any other brand. So these customers are already talking about the brand. They don't need $1,000 to tell their friends how great their Tesla car is. But the fact that they can get their friends a discount or $1,000 discount in their new car, well, just no other car brand is giving a discount just because you heard from a friend. They're not running this type of referral programs right now. So the fact that you can get a discount, the fact that you can give your customers ordinary customers, sorry, your friends a discount on their new car, that actually makes you feel good. You don't even need this $1,000. Actually, I'll feel good just by giving my friends the discount instead. The fact that you can get your friends some sort of special deal actually makes you feel special, and that's something that we have seen other customers at ReferralCandy do. So this is my favorite example on how to run a referral program that it's not based on financial incentives, but based on how you make your advocates feel like, or how you make your customers feel like when they're talking about your brand. So this is Audioblocks. Audioblocks is it's a company that they sell royalty-free music for audio engineers and music producers. And as you can see here, they give the friend 90% off on a 1-year subscription, and then you as an advocate, you get $20 for each referral. But think about it, it's a 90% discount. If you know any music producers, or if you know any audio engineers that are working with royalty-free music, and they're constantly looking for new ways to get this music in a kind of like a more affordable way, which is, it's not cheap. The fact that you can give them a 90% off on a 1-year subscription, that's going to make you feel like a hero, that like you found something very special, and they're going to love you for that. The fact that you're able to give them such a big discount, it makes you feel like you're doing something nice for them. Of course, getting $20, it's nice, and it can buy you lunch or it can buy you dinner, but the fact that you're giving your customers such a great deal, your friends, and a new customer, of course, such a great deal, that will make you feel great. You make you feel like a hero. So think about, when you're running a referral program, think about how you're making your customers feel when they tell their friends about your referral program. And the last example I wanted to bring here, it's Dropbox. Dropbox got 4 million users in a little bit less than 2 years, and they weren't using a financial incentive here. They were increasing your storage space for every friend that you were bringing to Dropbox. So both sides were getting rewarded. And if you think about it, the great thing about this referral program is how they increase the user retention. It's super intelligent, it's super smart the way they run it, because they were telling the customer, okay, look, bring as many friends as you can, and we'll give your friends X amount of actually, it says it here, we'll give you both half a gigabyte bonus for signing up. So they were giving the new customers half a gigabyte just for signing up, but they were increasing the current customers' storage room, so 500 megabytes for every new customer they were bringing. What do you do with that? So what's the main point of doing that? The main point is that you get your existing customers to use your platform more, because they're getting more and more and more storage. So they're not going to go with Google Drive. They're not going to go with any other cloud service. They're going to stay with yours, because they're getting up to 16 gigabytes of storage, and so they're actually getting a lot more value just because they're talking about your brand. And thanks to referrals, Dropbox went from just 100,000 users to 4 million in, like I said, in 15 months. So it's also a great number. And something that I wanted to bring up is the fact that they were able to bypass traditional ad spend, which is something that I mentioned at the beginning. It's running a referral program versus running a traditional ad campaign. It's completely different, and running a referral program is way more cost effective than any ad budget. Actually, for a product like Dropbox will be $99. It goes between $200 and $400 per customer. You can do the math here and see how much. Actually, they didn't have to spend any money on financial incentives for their customers, so it was just way cheaper for them to acquire customers through the referral program than just running the traditional ad campaigns. And these three examples that I brought to you guys today are part of an epic list of 47 referral programs that our marketing team put together. They're very interesting. If you guys are thinking about running a referral program, I recommend you to check it out, because you can get a lot of ideas. You can see what are the factors that made these referral programs work. And as I mentioned before, you can use a referral program to increase retention, which is what we're going to learn in the second part of this webinar. You can use the referral program to first acquire new users. I would say that's the main point. But you can also adapt it to your customers' purchasing behavior and increase their retention. Here's two examples of how you can do this depending on your customers' purchasing behavior. So the first one on the left, it's Revel.com. It's an e-commerce store that they sell websites, they sell hosting, they sell email, and so they know that if someone buys a domain from them, or someone buys a website or hosting from them, they're very likely to buy it again. Why? Because they are developers, because they are marketing strategists that work for customers, because they are entrepreneurs that are constantly either increasing their hosting, or they are creating new websites. So they know that someone who buys a domain or someone who buys from them is very likely to repeat the purchase in the future. So what they do is that this is how the referral program looks like, and they say, look, give your friends 25% off at Revel.com, and you'll get rewarded with 25% off on your next purchase. So let's say I am a developer and I am constantly buying domains for my customers. Next time that I need to buy a domain, I'm not going to go to One-on-One, or I'm not going to go to GoDaddy. Why? Just because I already have a 25% discount on Revel.com. None of these other competitors are going to be able to match it. So I'm not even going to Google, okay, cheap hosting, because I know that they're not going to be able to match the deal that I already got from Revel.com just for referring a friend. On the other side, we have Unit a Budget. They are a budget software for individuals, and it's just a software that you download it once, you install on your computer, and that's it, and you don't really need to do anything else about it. Maybe you need to, I don't know, upgrade it every once in a while, but that's it. You don't need to actually buy another account. So what they do is that they give their friends a discount, and they give the existing customers just a cash reward that actually we send over PayPal. So you need a budget, they don't have to worry about generating PayPal transfers or keeping track of that, because we do it for them. And so you need to think about when you are sending these type of emails to your customers. So this is some of the examples that we run. Some of the examples of the emails that we send to our customers with the link that they can forward to their friends. And you need to think about when you're sending these emails to your customers, and it's whenever your customer, or whenever someone who just bought from you were able to get value from it. Some people send these referral emails right after the purchase. That's probably not the best timing, because they haven't had time to check your product and see if they like it and get value from it. So it's always good to give your customers a little bit, give them maybe a few weeks. It really depends on what you're selling, and then what's the behavior that your customers have with your product, how they interact with them. But you need to think about when is the time that they're getting value from your product, and then you can ask for a referral and say, hey, you love our product. Why don't you tell your friends about it, and we'll give you this percentage off on your next purchase, or we'll give you a $50 cash reward for every successful referral. So think about how your customers interact with your product and how you can adapt this to your referral program, and also how you can adapt your referral program to your customers' purchasing behavior, so you increase the retention. And so before we finish, I'm going to tell you guys how the ReferralCandy cycle works. So I've given you some examples of successful referral programs. I've given you some tips that you need to keep in mind when you're running a referral program. And now I'm going to show you how ReferralCandy as a software does this for you, and how the cycle, as I like to call it, works. So you get a new customer whose name is John, and let's say a couple weeks after he makes his purchase, it's actually a t-shirt that he bought, you want to give him let's say 10 days to try out the t-shirt. You send them an email out of the blue and you say, hey John, if you like the t-shirt, refer a friend with this link and get a $10 coupon on your next one, or refer a friend with this link and get a $10 cash reward when you successfully refer a friend. So you give them a link, and they will just start naturally talking to their friends about it. And in this case, for example, we have this friend of John whose name is Alice, and Alice is asking him where he got this t-shirt, and John is telling him, hey, you can actually get it from this website that I got it, and you can get this discount for doing it. So in the meantime, we're going to track everything that's happening in your referral activity. So we're going to be able to track how many visitors are you getting through your referral program, what's the conversion rate, how many referral sales are you getting, what's the revenue you're generating from your referral program, and you'll also be able to track it with your industry average, which is something that we implemented very, very recently. And if there is a successful referral, so let's say that Alice got convinced by John and Alice bought the t-shirt, we will send John an email that says, hey, John, thanks for referring us. Here's your coupon that you can use on your next purchase. Or, John, thanks for referring us. Here's your $50 cash reward for referring us to your friend. And what happened now? What happened is that you have a happy existing customer who's John, who got a t-shirt from you. He liked it, and he also was able to get some money or get a discount on his next purchase just because he said nice things about your brand. And you also have Elise. Elise just bought something from your store. And now we're going to start the cycle again. That's why I like to call it the cycle, because Elise is now an existing customer, and you're going to help her promote your brand by giving her this referral link. And just right before I go, I wanted to bring some numbers from existing customers. So Greats, this is one of the examples that I mentioned at the beginning. They make footwear, and they were able to multiply their return on investment by 20 times their referral program. Excuse me. And right now, the referral program accounts for almost 5% of all orders that they receive. And Critical Pass, they actually make flashcards for bar students. They were able to multiply their return on investment by 24. And right now, the referral programs account for over 10% of revenues in total, and over 10% of all the orders that they receive. So again, two examples of very successful referral programs. And as I showed before, there's different ways that you can do this and tweak the rewards so you can adapt it to your customers' behavior. And now we're going to learn a lot about user retention. So I'm gonna hand out the microphone and the screen to Umair so he can tell you more about this. But if you want to see how Wizgo and ReferralCandy work together, I'm about to put here in the chat box a link to the landing page where you can access both 90 days. So it's an extended trial period of ReferralCandy. We usually just offer 30 days, but we want to give you guys 90 days. So it's 3 months for free. You can cancel anytime. If you want to try ReferralCandy and see how that works and see how you can apply that to your store. And Wizgo was also a special deal for this webinar. Will give you a free account with credits worth $189, which is great. There's a lot you can do with these two tools combined. So I'll put the link in a little bit as soon as I finish my part. I'll put it here in the chat box so you can access. This is a an offer that's not going to be available for too long. So I recommend you that if you're thinking seriously about increasing your referrals and increasing your user retention, you get on board with these two tools right away, because you'll have such a long time to try them out that you will be able to get returns before you have to start paying. So we have a couple more questions, but I'm going to hand the microphone and the screen to Umair. Umair, we're actually ready to go whenever you are.
Yes, I'm Raul. I'm ready to take over.
Sounds good. So let me go with a question that we have real quick. We actually have time, so we had a question asking about great examples from the travel industry. It's actually a great point, because I should have brought some examples of the travel industry, because I think, as I mentioned, and I probably said something like this before, but the travel industry, it's one of these industries that you can actually get a lot of value from a referral program, because people who are traveling usually trust referrals. Umair, I don't know if that's your case, but anytime that I'm traveling, I always ask my friends or ask my family if they've been there before and what they recommend. I go to restaurants that have been recommended before. I look at the sites that have been recommended, just because I trust them. And not only that, I also like to ask at the hotels that I'm staying, or Airbnb, so that the hosts, things to see and things to do, because they know more than me about the place. So I can, I trust the referral, I trust the recommendation. So it's true that the travel industry, it's something that it's an industry that can benefit a lot from referrals, because you're trying something new, and sometimes traveling can be a little scary. So I understand that if you can get a referral from someone that you trust, it will actually make it a lot easier. So Umair, it's all yours. I'm gonna hand you the microphone and the screen. So whenever you're ready.
Just let me know if you can see my screen.
I can hear it, but if you could type yes real quick to make sure that that everything's working fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's working. So yeah, good to go.
Okay. Yeah, excellent. So I think Raul made some really great points about how referrals can, bring new acquisition, and how retention is a major part of referrals. And I think that's what we're going to be talking about. That the major issues that small medium businesses were facing, mainly because of shift to mobile commerce, was retention, and is still retention of users. And how do you call them back? And email has been mainstay of retention over the past so many years. Email has given 38x ROI, and for every dollar spent, ROI is about $38 and everything, and it's working out really well. But but shift to mobile commerce, and suddenly people realize they can't have beautiful pop-ups, they can't have a lot of things on a tiny mobile screen compared to a large desktop screen. And I think that's when Google realized that they need to do something with app discovery, they need to do something for mobile commerce, and they came up with something called progressive web. Now, progressive web is basically is basically converting a mobile site into a progressive web app, which basically functions like an app. But and it also allowed websites now to send out notifications. Now, so it's not a new concept. It's been there since about 2015. So why we're talking about it now? Because over the past almost 1.5 years, we've been working with a lot of e-commerce implementing Wedbush notifications, and for two reasons mainly. These websites did not own an app. They did not feel that they should be building an app, because just of the sheer cost of building an app and the sheer cost of maintaining it did not justify for a small medium business. Secondly, they wanted to do push notifications, but they didn't know how. And so what we did was we took out the best marketing automation platforms, and we kind of thought, can web push not be used as a marketing channel that basically solves these problems? And to our astonishment, the results were fantastic. I mean, we work with about 600 plus websites across the globe. Some of the larger ones are listed here. And the good part is we realized that instead of adding JavaScripts, why not build integration? So we can integrate seamlessly with Magento, WooCommerce, Google, Shopify, and hundreds of other platforms, including BigCommerce and the likes. And we're also technology partners with Magento. Magento realized that the future of mobile commerce is progressive web, and they kind of looked at all the and we were the only ones that were offering it out of the box. So they kind of we approached them to become technology partners, and we're now finally a Magento Select technology partner. So our platform is not only is integrates with Magento, but is vetted out by Magento's own technology team. So why is customer engagement for your business yet, right? I mean, why do you want to engage with customers on their mobile or outside when they're not on your website? Because engaging with your customer basically means customer retention, which essentially means higher sales and better recall rates. So let me just dive down and how does this web push works. It's pretty simple. As soon as you integrate, this is the kind of pop-up that starts. It's not really a pop-up, it's just an intimation. As soon as they log into the website, they are shown this, do you want to receive website notifications? So it's completely permission based. There is no harm in terms of and it's a Google product, so you don't have to worry about whether it's allowed or not. So people who are clicking block, they completely get blocked. People who are clicking allow, these are the ones you would want to talk to because they want to hear from your brand. When somebody clicks allow, they probably are looking to talk to you and to basically say, hey, I want to subscribe to you because I like your website, I like your brand, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want offers, I want discounts, I want new arrivals, everything. And how do you do that? Because running push notification is one thing, but I think the most important thing is how do you make sure that these push notifications are not generic in nature. And that's what we're going to be talking about, that running push notifications is one thing, it's creating APIs and just but how do you make sure they're personalized? They're personalized to each individual user, they're personalized to each individual person who's clicking allow on that button. So what we do is basically we track user behavior across the website, what they're doing, what they're clicking, what buttons they're clicking, what pages they're viewing. We capture all of that data and are able to map that data with their web push IDs. So if they were browsing a particular T-shirt and they were looking for a particular, so your web push would not be generic in nature. It would be personalized in nature. It would be only catering to that particular product, and that particular product would be the T-shirt he was browsing. So let's say so our system will auto segment users based on the basically our system will automatically start tracking what they're sending, what they're doing, and based on that we can personalize every notification which goes out to them. Not only that, you can also trigger these notifications. So if somebody's added, click allowed, and you can use it for different types of campaigns, like for example cart recovery. Just like you do cart recovery for your For with email, imagine if somebody has clicked allow and they add a product to cart but did not purchase in say an hour or so. So when they haven't shopped, you can actually send them a reminder notification saying, hey, you've left an item in your cart. We can also pre-populate this notification with the product, exactly the product that that person has added to cart. So imagine, cart recovery becomes an exceptionally easy thing to run on notifications. It's pretty straightforward as well. You don't have to do anything. All of these campaigns are provided out of the box for our customers. So as soon as so you can not only run cart recovery. It's just an example of triggers that we have on the dashboard. You have triggers like price alerts. So imagine the price dropped on a particular product. You would want to notify all the users who are interested in that particular product and not to everyone else. And I think that that's another example. Then we have search abandonment. So imagine somebody was searching for a product and he left the website. You could send him a notification when he's not live on the site saying, hey, you were searching for iPhone 7 Plus. We've got some great offers. Come back. So yeah, so you can use those triggers. You can use the events that are happening on the website to trigger any particular, but out of the box, we provide like 8 to 10 different campaigns that you can do just straight out of the box, like cart recovery, search abandonment, browse abandonment, and price alerts, inventory alerts, and user onboarding. You can also segment the user based on their behavior or their location or device or any particular filter that you can think of. Let's say you want to target everyone who visited a particular category URL. So you can, based on the URL, we can actually segment users and start doing, targeted notifications to these users only. And yeah, you can, basically at the end of the day, we talk about retention and engagement, but what it essentially means is that we're talking about conversions, and that's about it, right? I mean, and we talk about conversions. I'll be sharing 2 case studies of successful campaigns that our clients have done, and I'm not, just to give you a little bit of perspective, just with notifications, it has become such an integral channel of marketing for some of our clients that we are now accounting for almost 10% of the total web and online web sales. And if you consider 10%, that's Google's and Facebook numbers, from your web and mobile web. You're talking about, channels like, so you have Google, you have Facebook, these are customer acquisition, but then you have your email. And frankly, already notifications have outperformed email over a 6 to 7 month period with our customers. And it's, that's what we're talking about. That's how impactful notifications have been for e-commerce. Just to give you some examples, these are some of the examples of the notification that came from the website. It's one of our customers that are sending these notifications. So you can see that on desktop, it looks like this. So when somebody actually, you can have the image and you can have just a small notification as well. It depends on what you want to do. But essentially, you can send out, new arrivals, for example. This campaign is new arrivals, and on mobile, it exactly looks like how it came from an app. And that's the beauty of these notifications. That of course, desktop is one thing, but what we've seen is 70% of the CDR, 70% of the clicks on these notifications comes from mobile, and that's why it's become such an important channel for mobile engagement, because it just makes a lot of sense. Because on the mobile, the person doesn't have to do anything. It's just a click allow. He doesn't have to type anything. He doesn't have to do anything, and it's become one of the most important mobile engagement channels over the last year. This is another example that a person was added a product to cart, and we were able to populate that product itself into the notification and send it, hey, it looks like you forgot something in your cart, why don't you come back and complete the purchase. And this is another example of what you can do with notifications. And so Imagine sending any personalized notification right onto the people's desktop. The best part is that he doesn't have to be on your website to receive these. All he has to be is connected to the internet and you'll receive these notifications. That's the best part about running these notifications. And I'm not kidding. I'll show you a case study. That client of ours is generating, ours is generating 17 to 19% click-throughs on cart recovery notification. That means if 5,000 people who opted in and abandons the cart, they're receiving about 19% CDR on those 5,000 people, and every 100 click we are giving them 20 sales. That's a 20% conversion rate. So you're recovering a lot of lost cards. You're recovering a lot of lost customers through these notifications. You can also segment, users. For example, we segmented for this particular brand. We segmented everyone who came and visited, tops for women, and we only sent out a new arrival notification to these people saying, hey, new arrivals in store, new tops in store. And we could do that because as soon as they had new inventory, we can actually we segmented people based on behavior, and we sent out. And this campaign received almost 16% CDR. This is an example of price drop alerts. You can actually notify customers of the price has dropped on the product that they either added to cart or visited, and you say, hey, the price just dropped. Right? And these are completely automated. Anytime a price drops in your product feed, we pick up and we basically find out the people who are interested in that, and out of that, how many people had opted into the receive notification, and just boom, it goes to everyone who was interested in that product. Again, a great way to convert customers into sales. So these were some of the examples, some results of using personalized browser or desktop notifications. Using Wizgo, people were able to convert 33% of abandoned cart, 26% CDR on average from triggered notifications, and a 30% increase in time spent on their mobile devices coming from notification. And that's what we have seen in terms of what these customers are able to achieve with these targeted browser push notifications. So why do you think that it's now working and suddenly because it's been there? But these notification systems that were out there and sending were primarily built for somebody like content companies who just want to send out a new blog post every day. But what we saw is that if you can send out the right message at the right time for e-commerce companies, that's when they're really engaging with notifications. If you're doing a lot of generic stuff, we see a lot of push fatigue. But for e-commerce, we were able to send the right message with the right content at the right time. And we also do send time optimization. That means our system basically learns what is the best time for a person to receive notification. And over a period of time that we are able to stop your bulk notification and say, hey, don't send him at 6 p.m. And our system automatically pushes at the right time whenever that person is most likely to respond to these notifications. Some more examples is discount of sale notifications and abandoned cart items. This is how they, these are mock-ups, but basically giving a perspective of what your notifications would look like. And you can actually populate the product inside the cart as well. So through the dashboard, not only you can do notification, track every campaign, and track what time the results are coming, etc., but you can also track, you can also populate items into the notifications as well. So so it works great. Imagine you were looking at a pair of jeans and you go away, and after like a couple of hours you see, hey, you were interested in the jeans, why did you come back and click the complete the purchase and things like that. So we can actually populate notifications with product dynamically as well. So why are we talking about it now? Because we have realized push notifications are working out really well in different geographies. We have customers from US, Europe, Southeast Asia, Japan, Australia, and India, Dubai, pretty much all geographies that have utilized this notification. And luckily for us, all geographies, the results have been pretty much standard on a bulk campaign, 7 to 9, 12, 10% CDRs, and on a trigger campaign, it could be as high as 20, 26%. And that's why we're talking about is that we've built an entire automation suite for notifications that you can do on your desktop and browser and mobile for your users. So yeah, I mean, we have a lot of case studies into how our customers are growth hacking sales using push notifications. You can check them out. We also wrote a very comprehensive report on how and what kind of campaigns our customers can do using these push notifications, and that's the beauty of it, that we wrote a complete report on how our customers are using it and how you can use it for your own brand. I'll be giving out the link after the webinar, basically talking about some of the case studies that we have on different platforms like Magento, Shopify, etc. Yeah, so one of the premium clients, they're one of the largest e-commerce in Dubai, in UAE, and they want to engage users on the mobile web, because mobile web was accounting for almost 50% of the total sales, and they wanted to target mobile web users. So they started notifications with recommended products. They were individually recommending. We were picking up recommendations directly from their own recommendation system, and we were able to populate that into notification and send out to everyone. They're promoting sales on a day-to-day basis. They are able to recover almost 20% of the cards, and they are using a lot of 3-4 different types of campaigns to retain existing users, like browse abandonment or search abandonment, etc. And this is some of the results that not only did we see a 43% increase in opt-ins, because we were not sending regular notifications, we were sending very highly personalized notifications. The notification system now accounts for 10% of their overall revenue from web and mobile web. That number goes into millions of dollars. So you can understand the impact of this channel. It's given a new possibility for a lot of websites to now think about how they can leverage it and how they can use it, but it's providing results. That's what I'm saying. A 20% conversion rates on card abandonment campaigns. That's 20% conversions. Which means every 100 clicks, they're getting about 20 sales, which is superb number if you all things considered. And on their triggered campaign, the average CDR was 16%, and in 1 month with about 3 million notifications, we were able to give them 340,000 click-throughs on these notifications, people who came back. So imagine the kind of scale this notification is giving you, 340,000 clicks, just people coming back to the website. These are people who are interested in you, who opted in to receive notification, who are most likely going to purchase something in the next 30 days or so. And out of the 340,000 persons, that's almost 10% of the total traffic, which is amazing, because that's what we're saying, it accounts for 10% of your overall revenue. Another product that another company that we are working with, which I showed examples of, is W4Women's apparel brand, pretty large retail brand worth almost $600 million, and their website is pretty decent, accounts for almost 10% of the total retail online retail sales. So they also used for recommending products. So just you saw the segmentation of new arrivals, promoting different products to individual users, notifications during sales. So as soon as they have sales, the best way to notify sales is through notifications. Just send it to everyone who has who's been interested in the website. And obviously to run certain basic campaigns like hot recovery, search abandonment, etc. And obviously they use campaigns like price alerts, search awareness to increase conversions. And some of the results that we have for W are, we saw a 14.5 increase in sales, which is amazing, all things considered. That again, this 14.5 increase, maybe on the percentage size looks just 14.5, but if you consider numbers, we're talking about almost a couple of million, $1 million uplift, and that's a massive uplift in terms of revenues. We also had a 21% average CDR on triggered campaigns and a 19% conversion rate on cart abandonment. So yeah, so this is what we were talking about, your guide to using browser web push notifications. This is a very comprehensive guide which is written by our experts in-house, and you can actually, it's pretty good. It's talking about different campaigns, how you can do it, what's the results like and everything. And I'm going to paste that link in the chat box right now, actually.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if you could share that with us. Umair, I think you made a great point about actually the conversion rate for abandoned cart. It's incredible. And I'm saying this because it actually, happened to me as an user. It happened to me this week that I bought something. I was at the checkout. I felt bad about myself. I didn't buy it, and then I received an email notification a couple of days later with a special, some sort of discount if I went back to my cart and finished the purchase, and I did. So I can relate myself to the to actually. But can you go back to the slide where you show the results of the abandoned cart recovery? Yeah, it's 20%. That's increases. That's yeah, that's incredible.
Raul, so one more point that I would like to share is that it's not just, the reason it's 20% is because is a very simple reason. So traditionally what cart recovery has meant in terms of emails is that, you were saying that you added a product cart, you actually went ahead and proceeded to checkout, right? And you filled out your details, but for some reason you couldn't complete the purchase. Now that's how they have your details, and they were able to send you an email notifications. Now imagine, but you landed on the website and you really like the website, you opted in to receive these notifications. You don't even need to proceed to checkout. If you just added a product to cart and you went away for whatever reason, right? You went away because maybe you were traveling, or maybe you were called into a meeting, or for whatever reason,
right?
You never complete the purchase. So we basically, these notifications allow brands to skip that step. The person doesn't have to go to checkout page. So he just have to add to cart and has to opt in to receive notifications, and immediately the cart recovery campaign starts. And that's the reason that people receive these notifications, and they sometimes they forget. They forget. So, and out of the box, we can get like 3 to 4 drip campaigns. Like first would be just reminder. Second would be, creating a fear of missing out. Something like, hey, 20 pieces left on the product you have added in your cart. And third would be, there is a discount on your cart. So typically, out of those 3 notifications, we get almost as high as 26-27% CDR, and we get 20% conversion rates.
Yep. No. That's exactly. That's even better, because you don't even have to get the customer to go through checkout to be able to reach out to him about the, hey, like, you left these items in your cart. So no, that's
and
incredible.
That's why it's such an interesting channel. Yeah. So so I pasted that link in the our e-commerce guide to using web push. I pasted that in the chat box, and now we have open to questions. Anybody have questions? We'll happily answer them.
Yes. So guys, this is a great moment because we're about to finish. We literally have a couple more minutes in front of us. So if you have any questions, this is a great moment to do it. We have a comment So remember the platform for parents that we were mentioning before. So one of our attendants. So I asked for more details so we can actually give a better feedback, Umair, about well how to implement this type of both referral and rep campaigns for their website. And so the details that they're giving me is that this is a platform for parents with kids in age group 4 to 16, and it contains 6 to 8 minute videos explaining various aspects of parenting to help them build the right environment and attitude for their kids. This sounds amazing. I mean, if I was a parent, I'll probably sign up for this. This is to help parents provide great parenting. And apart from videos, they have Q&A options and a variety of content related to parenting. It has a monthly or yearly subscription model. And the website is wowparenting.com. You just brought up something very interesting, Umair, who's the fact that the fear of missing out. And I feel like, I mean, I'm not a parent, so maybe I can't relate 100% to what I'm going to say. So maybe if there's another parent here in the room, maybe they can say, okay, yeah, what you're saying is right. But I'm saying if I was a parent, I would like to be up to date all the time regarding everything that regards raising a child. So I would like to be as informed as I can. So maybe more than the referral of like, hey, here's this website that I recommend. Here's this this website with content that you can access to learn more about how to be a better parent and how to raise your child. More than that, I think it will be the fact of, hey, here's a website that I use to learn more. Like I will hear from another parents, for example, telling me about the website that they use, and just for the fear of missing out, I'll probably just join it. So that will be also a great part for to run a referral. It's the fact that you don't want people to miss out on useful information they could use with their family. So that's something that maybe you guys can keep in mind for your website as a way of driving more referrals. Is the fact that parents want to be up to date and they want to be as informed as possible. So the fact that there is this great content out there and there's people benefit from it, other parents that don't know you yet will probably sign up just because they don't want to miss out on information that they could use on their own family. What do you think, Umair?
Yeah, I think made a great point. I think it's just word of mouth talking about. So that's what we're currently doing. It just instills that confidence, and that's the reason we partnered with ReferralCandy. I think two products that basically bring together, bringing new customers in, increasing your brand value, and just increase retention using these, and so simple and easy to integrate, and that's what our customers have been saying. We've taken ReferralCandy to them, and that's what they're saying, that combine these two and you're talking about something really powerful that can actually increase your brand value when your customers talk about you through referrals, bring new acquisition, it creates like a separate acquisition channel, and obviously a great retention to using web notifications. I mean, I don't have to actually tell the power of notification. Most of the people have seen what notifications can do, but just sheer ease of building these campaigns out of the box. That's what small, medium, large businesses need. That these campaigns can run in 5 minutes after setting up. That's it, and just the sheer ease of running these campaigns. And I completely agree with you, Raul. I think combine these two, talking about a brands, if it comes from, let's say, some of your partner brands or people who are interested in, who have the same kind of business, it just makes more sense.
Yeah, no, exactly. I completely agree with you. And I think we actually probably, we gave a great feedback on this particular case. Because it's actually an industry that, as you mentioned before, the fear of missing out, or the fear that you don't want to stay away from useful information that you can use for something so important like your family, for example. That can actually trigger a lot of these purchases. So maybe receiving a notification, let's say that you get into this website and you don't finish the checkout process, or you just look around and maybe you're not too sure, so you don't make a purchase right away. The fact that you're getting a notification and say, hey, are you sure that you don't, this is where you can get out of it, I think that can actually trigger a lot of potential sales. So I think there'll be a lot of room for Wizgo there to trigger these customers that left and triggered the action of these customers to come back. So we don't have we really don't have any more time. We're running out of time, so it was great to talk to you guys today. Umair, it was a pleasure to be here with you today. We have learned a lot, so I'm pretty sure that everyone here in the room actually was able to learn a lot from you. As I mentioned before, I'm actually going to put it here in the chat box again. There is a limited offer. If you guys want to see how you can use ReferralCandy and Wizgo, this is an offer that's not going to be available for too long. We're giving away, actually, let me show the details once again. We're giving $199 worth of credits for Wizgo, and we're giving 90 days on ReferralCandy. Usually our free trial is only 30 days. So here you have two great tools that you can use together to generate new customers and to increase customer retention. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to both of us after the webinar. So
after the presentation, we can actually mail everyone with the session and mail them the trial period links as well.
Yeah, exactly. You guys will receive an email later from us with all this information and with the replay if you want to share it with your team, or if there's something that you would like to hear again. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to both of us. We'll be here to answer your questions. And on my side, it was a pleasure, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you, Raul. Thanks a lot. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.